So each week we are given a word, and tonight's word is allow. And I was told I need to share something with you before I leave, and we do the channeling. And I used to do corporate training, and when I did corporate training, there was a phrase I had people repeat. So we're going to all repeat this phrase together, and then we'll head out. And the phrase is, I cannot change another person. You ready? I cannot change another person. Allow. All right, keep that in mind. My children, welcome tonight. I am so happy that you are here or watching this on the devices. We wanted you to hear that phrase. We taught her that phrase years ago because she had an issue of trying to change people. Tonight the topic is allow. Allowing things to be as they are. Allowing people to be as they are. Allowing events to be as they are. Now, with that said, we wish to tell you a little tweak on what you have learned. You have been taught that your thoughts are things. You have been taught that what you say matters. You have been taught how important positive thinking is, and all of that is still good. Do not get us wrong. That is still a very important and very valuable thing to know. Yet, there is a piece you are missing, and that is what we see. We are at a different level. We see things from a different perspective, and we see timing. We see how things evolve. You don't always see that. So you wish for something to change right now, or someone to change right now, or some circumstance to change right now. Sometimes, if it changed right now, it would be the wrong timing for you. So sometimes it does not change. Sometimes it does, and that is great. But we wish for you to understand there is a process. There is a process of allowing. You can push the boulder up the hill, but if you do, it will just fall back. You must allow things to unfold. And we understand that it is very difficult to allow. It is very difficult to let go. It is very difficult to not be in charge or to not push that boulder, even though you know it is fruitless. We really want you to understand. You cannot, as was jokingly said, you cannot change anyone or anything other than yourself. You cannot change anyone or anything other than yourself. Now, the amazing part of that is, when you change yourself, when you evolve, when you grow, when you change, your energy changes. And as your energy changes, your circumstances change. And the people around you change. People either will be no longer wishing to be in your presence, and they will leave because they cannot deal with the new energy that you are running. Sometimes they will get angrier because you are not playing the game they are used to playing. That's okay. You can say thank you and move on. Sometimes you are needed to stay in a situation that you do not understand, but it is required to stay for a brief time. We do not ask that you be miserable. That is not our goal. Our goal is that you fulfill your best potential, that you have the experiences here on this planet. So, allow. There are times where you must allow other people to not change. You must allow a situation to not change. As you change, you may find that it is not in your highest and best to stay in that relationship. That is brilliant. But do not wait and long for someone else to make a difference or someone else to change, because they will not. They can only do what they are ready to do. You cannot make them, you cannot force them, you cannot force a situation. Just acknowledge where they are, acknowledge where you are, and know that that is not right for you at this time, so you can leave. Positive thinking is important. Yet as the energies are shifting and as things are adjusting and as the frequencies are changing, things that used to work may not work anymore. You may have been able to have an affirmation or a thought or a goal or a vision, and that's where you were going, and that was great. Now you do that and it doesn't work, and you wonder why. Why does it not work? It worked for me last year. It worked for me 5 years ago. Why is it not working now? The energies are different now, both planetarily and inside yourself. And this is good. The rules of the game, as you move through the game and the levels of the game, they change. What worked on one level does not work later. We want you to get that. We want you to understand that you must change and evolve. It is about you connecting to your higher self. It is about you remembering who you really are. It is about you feeling the energy of source running through your body and knowing you are guided and knowing you are led. It is not about another person. It is not about another situation. All you have the ability to do anything with, even with your affirmations, even with your positive thinking, is to change this. What is in your head, what your ego believes and sees, not the external. Now, again, as you evolve, as you change, as your energy shifts, as you move, you will find those around you change because you are not the same. So rather than focusing everything externally and everything outside, I don't like that, I don't like them, I don't like this, rather than focusing all your energy externally, look internally. What is it inside of me that is attracting this? What is it inside of me that is holding this here? What is this inside of me that needs to shift so that the external situation changes? That is the difference. So when you're looking at your affirmations, when you're looking at your goals, when you're looking at your manifesting, when you're looking at what you want in a relationship, rather than focusing externally, we are asking you to allow what has happened externally to be, and instead to focus internally. There's another saying that we are aware have been said by many before us, and that is, what you resist persists. What you resist persists. So what you hate will not go away until you change what is inside of you, until you have a better connection, until you have more peace, until you have more centeredness. When you are in a better space and you no longer are fighting with something external, you will find it shifts. It is strange. Again, many of your teachings have focused on changing an external environment, changing an external person, changing an external situation. And that is backwards for the level you are moving to. That is backwards for where it is you are going. That is backwards if you really want to evolve and have your life evolve. You must look internally and see, how can I work on self? How can I let go of what is not needed? How can I focus on what I am doing, who I am, how to be a better person, how to be as was mentioned, more in flow, more in alignment? How do I do that? And by doing that, rather than forcing something, things evolve, things change. So allow people to be who they are. Allow situations to be as they are. Allow things to be. Do not struggle with that. Instead, turn your focus internally. Turn your focus to what you have control over, what you can adjust, what you can shift and change, both consciously and unconsciously, because they're both very important. But do not waste your energy on trying to fix or change something outside yourself. as you grow and move and adjust and go up the levels of this game, you will find that no longer works, if it ever did. We ask that you grow personally. You release that which doesn't serve you anymore. You move from that which no longer is in your highest and best. And you focus internally on your connection with Source, your connection with God, your connection with Goddess, your connection with your higher purpose. That is where your attention ought to be on a regular basis. Not out here somewhere. Not trying to force something. Allow it to be as it is. Focus here. Focus internally. And this will change because you have. By allowing rather than fighting. By allowing rather than arguing. By allowing rather than pushing. Be centered. Find that peace. That is what is important.
Allow. Allow, really, from our perspective, means radical, unconditional acceptance. Acceptance of that which is as it is, void of your filters, void of your physical experiences, your mental experiences. It is simply allowing that which is to be. It is also about the radical, unconditional acceptance of yourself. It is about looking at yourself through the eyes of Source, not the eyes of ego. Your ego will always find every teeny, tiny, minute thing that it doesn't like about your face, your body, your life, the people around you. This is the ego's job, is to find the differences, to find the points of separation. This is fine. Allow it to do what it does, and recognize you are not your ego. You are not your persona. You are more. Allow yourself to see yourself through the eyes of Source. Allow yourself to truly know who you are. When a situation arises that creates discomfort, or dissonance, or anything that you would prefer not to be happening, take a deep breath. Step back. Ask yourself this question: who is feeling this? Who is desiring this situation to be different? Once you've identified who is feeling that, then you can go about beginning to look and see if there's something that needs to be done about it. We would encourage you to realize that 90% of the time at least, if not 99%, nothing needs to be done when you accept what is. Right? There are times that as you look at a situation and you say, this is what it is, right? We will guide you and say, so maybe if you did this, it would change your perspective of the situation. Please notice what was just said. If you do this, it will change your perspective of the situation. We're not changing the situation. We're not asking the situation to be other than it is. Simply allow it. Find out who doesn't like the situation or who does like it, because it may be one where your ego is extremely happy, but it's still your ego. And it's saying, this is a good situation. This is a bad situation. Let the judgment go. Allow all to be as it is. Allow all to simply rest in Source. There have been many, many teachings, and our beloved touched on the fact that we've had them over many lifetimes on this planet, that are only semi-functional. Some are completely dysfunctional. We won't go there tonight, but are semi-functional. Among those is the belief that you're here to accomplish something. You are not. You are only here to love. You are here to be kind to yourself. You are here to be kind to the others around you. You are here to be a support. You are here to be a mirror. But you are really only here to love. When you make your transition, no one cares on this side whether you had a mansion or a hovel. They do not care if you drove a Bentley or rode a burro. It makes no difference. Those are just things in the game. They have never had meaning. They will never have meaning in the bigger picture. When you look at those things, just allow them to be as they are. Trust, we spoke of this last week. Trust the process. Trust Source, and know that all is well. For all is always well. There is no other way for it to be. Allow yourself to be at peace. Allow your mind to rest. Allow yourself to simply, beautifully be.
It is important to understand what we are saying. We are saying to release the struggle, release the need to control, release the need to change another person or situation by allowing it to be. Obviously, if it is a situation or person that is not in your highest and best, then we ask that you leave the situation. That is hopefully understood. We are not saying to stay in a situation that is not good. And we want you to understand that, again, this is about timing. Sometimes you think it needs to happen instantly. I need to have that new car, as was mentioned, that new house, that new job, all that money, all needs to happen right this second. I'm saying my affirmations and it's not working. It is because the timing is not right. The timing is not yours. The timing comes at a bigger picture. You can work on yourself. That is it. You can work on making yourself a better human, a better love person, a person of love, as was mentioned. That is what you're here for. As you do that, your energy shifts. As you come to these meetings of Anukrihealing, your energy shifts. Your life changes, and you did not have to make it so. It is not about forcing, fighting. It is about allowing that energy of creativity and that energy of Source and that energy of love to flow through you, to clear and cleanse and keep you in a space of peace. We understand because we see the stress that you are under and the stress that everyone is feeling in their bodies as energies are shifting, and the stress they put on themselves and their family members. It is not necessary. We do know that as you play the game, you must have coins, you must have money, you must have what you need to play the game, but it is not necessary to force it. It is important to be in a space. Do what shows up. Listen to your guidance. When you are fighting, you cannot hear. When you are arguing, you cannot hear. When you are yelling at God or yelling at Source or yelling at us, you cannot hear. Not to say you can't do that. We are fine. Feel free to yell at us all you would like. It does not hurt me. It does not hurt any of us. And get to a place of understanding you are in the right place right now. You are in the right space right now. You are in the right energy right now. And as you move forward, and as you start to feel that peace inside of yourself, and as you start to feel that connection more and more with Source on a daily basis, and as you feel guided, then you move. And I know we have spoken before of the flow, but you feel that the flow is there and you're in the current and it's pleasant and you're moving. And then you know that you are in the right timing. And then you know that by allowing others to be as they are, not to harm you or hurt you, but just to be as they are, to not try to fix or change, by allowing them to experience life the way they need to experience it, you know that you are in the right space at the right time. You know that you are in the right place doing the right thing. You know that you are focused here rather than here. Please get that difference. When that happens, things fall into place. When that happens, things work in the right timing. When that happens, the highest and best is there for you. We wish only the highest and best at all times. We wish only that you have all that you need and want. Yet, it is not always divine timing for them to be at this exact moment. So to trust that process, to allow it to unfold as it needs to. So that when you are at the end of this journey in this flesh body that you walk around in, when you are at the end of this journey in this avatar, you look back and you see the patterns and you go, wow, I did not understand how this event affected this event, affected this event, or that if I had not done this, this would not have happened. You look back and you realize in hindsight how it all flowed. So it is not a battle to be won. It is not an argument to be won. It is not a stress to push and push and push that boulder up the hill. It is about allowing the external world to be where it is, accepting it as it is, and knowing that you are good inside yourself. You are peaceful. You are connected. You are Source. You are not just the drop, but the ocean. And that then those beautiful positive thoughts, those beautiful goals, those beautiful ideas, those beautiful pictures that you receive from Source, not your ego. Those beautiful pieces you receive from God and Goddess, not your mind. That is what you get. And it's better than you could have ever imagined. We love you and we wish you all the best. We want to help guide you as much as we can. We are here to support you and let you know the path is right. Allow the timing and the process. Focus internally on connecting yourself more and more to the highest and best. Connecting yourself more and more to the all that is. Connecting yourself more and more to Source by allowing and breathing and finding that peace that is there.
We would give you an example of allowing in a situation in which you are best to shift certain things. Some of you have been in abusive relationships. And while we say allow, we do not mean allow the abuse. We mean allow yourself to see it for what it is. Allowing a situation to be as it is means seeing it clearly without filters, without the filter of hope that someday it will be different, without the filter of it's my fault, without filters. If you are in a situation that is harmful to your body, that is harmful to your psyche, we always support you in finding one that is not. For there is no lesson that is required of you to learn. There is no karma which you must complete that requires you to be abused. There simply is not. Please hear this again. There is no karma that requires you to be abused. Please let that sink in. When you see things as they are, when you allow them to be as they are, you have the energy, you have the power to make them otherwise. But before you can actually change the situation that you are in, you must see clearly the situation you are in. You must allow it to be as it is. Otherwise, you are trying to shift an illusion or a fantasy, and this does not work any better than trying to change what the actors on a movie screen are doing when you're in the theater. Right? Doesn't work. Right? Allow it to be. Yes, there are timing matters that you may not be aware of because in your urgency for something to shift, you do not realize that there are other pieces being played out around you. You only get locked in, yes, locked in, tunnel vision, to see right in front of you, and this is appropriate, but there are timings. If you need a new job, simply being aware that I want something different to do to earn money does not mean that we have put that shift in place yet, or that it can come into place. There may be an opening that is perfect for you, but it will require something of you to get there. Whether it is learning a new skill, or whether it is moving across town or across the country, or even to a new country, it is simply waiting for you to do what you need to do to step into that shift. Allow yourself the presence, the peace, and the patience to wait for the timing to hit. This is not an easy task. The bodies that are here before you do not like the word patience. Yes. But please allow. Relax. As we said earlier, in your life, in all lives, all is as it is meant to be, and all is well. Allow the beauty, allow the peace, allow the joy in your life to manifest for you, for it is who you are. And so it is.
And so it is.